Hey, it's Eric Holland. August 14th, 2010, Boston's Fenway Park. 38,000 people for the Geils Band and Aerosmith. It was all about set lists. Geils Band were first. They were masterful, understanding that this kind of a night was for old-time fans, the first generation of fans. They went heavy with 4 tracks off their very first album released in 1970. Cruisin' for a Love, Hard Drivin' Man. They opened with First I Look at the Purse, and they had Pack Fair and Square in there as well. They balanced the set very well. They gave us Freeze Frame, they gave us Centerfold for an encore, but leaned on the muscular blues-driven rock that made them, with Magic Dick blowing harmonica solos, and Jerome Geils with the muscular riffs, Peter Wolf delivering the rap on Musta Got Lost, not exactly like it was on Blow Your Face Out, not following the script, but riffing and improvising and doing his thing that only he can so brilliantly do. Give It To Me had the whistle, and Detroit Breakdown had the false ending, and he's throwing out roses, Wolf was, during Love Stinks. It was a glorious performance. They got off, and when Aerosmith opened with Train Kept A-Rollin', I thought this is going to be the best night ever. But sadly, Aerosmith botched it. They played half a dozen songs from the 80s and 90s after that, and I'm thinking, okay, well, they're getting all this out of the way, and then they're going to have this unbelievable string of 70s stuff, and I'm going to get to hear Seasons of Wither, or Nobody's Fault, or at least Mama Kin. But I got none of that. I got thrown the very smallest of bones with Last Child, which was great. And, by the time we got to Sweet Emotion with Perry on the talk box, I was just like, man, what a wasted opportunity. The 80s and 90s stuff is not that good. I would have been glad to hear a couple, but, all this stuff with the crying and the pink and the Falling in Love is Hard on the Knees, and that brutal #1 single they had about not missing a thing. Now, it wasn't all bad. Tyler did climb up on top of the Green Monster and play Dream On, unaccompanied for about 2/3 of the encore. Then the band kicked in. Dream On was wonderful. Then they did Walk This Way, sure. So it left you with a good note, but a night that was really curious for me as far as understanding the motivation for Aerosmith's set list. How about the first generation of fans? How can you treat us like this? I don't know who's driving the bus over there. Is that Perry who wants to do it, or Tyler? I don't know. But, guys, you were the greatest American hard rock band of the 70s, and somebody at that show last night wouldn't have known it. It was historic, it was great, but it should have been better. I'll see you later in the Holland Tunnel.